the judge listened to our motion, and he had read the motion beforehand, and he listened to the argument of everyone, and he ruled against allowing Mr. Rhodes to select another attorney, and ruled to keep his current attorneys, Mr. Bright and Mr. Linder from Texas, on the case. So, and he just ruled that it was too late to change lawyers, and he gave several reasons for why he thought it was just untimely for Mr. Rhodes to select another attorney. Of course, we disagree with that. We believe that under the Sixth Amendment, he has an absolute right to, the counsel of his choice. But it was pretty clear to me that Judge Mehta had his mind made up. He was not going to allow Mr. Rhodes to select me to represent him in the case. I had a feeling he would probably deny the motion for continuance, because he's been very insistent that he wanted to continue the trial. He wanted to keep the trial date in place, which is only 3 weeks away. So it would have been a pretty monumental decision had he granted the continuance. And frankly, all the defense attorneys have said that they need more time on this case. I mean, everybody has consistently said that. The discovery is voluminous, and there's all kinds of issues out there that remain unresolved. Of course, the government, I think, disagrees with that, and they think that, well, they've done everything they need to do and they're ready for trial. But I think the defense counsel would disagree with that. I know I certainly do. We'll see what happens. I'm sure that his lawyers from Texas will do a good job, and they will do everything they can to represent him in an effective fashion. So, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, obviously, Mr. Rhodes, felt like they weren't taking care of him properly, and we listed that in our motion. That there wasn't, good enough contact, that he was having difficulty reaching them, and they said, that they had difficulty reaching him. So, apparently there's been some difficulties with communication. But, the judge made a big deal about that, your lawyers are in Texas and you're up here in D.C., so, there's going to be some problems with communication. So I think that the main thing that Mr. Rhodes is concerned about is that they haven't filed some motions he wanted filed, and he was concerned about the overall strategy that they had for his trial. And, maybe they can get all that worked out. I hope so. I only wish the best for Stewart Rhodes and for his lawyers, Mr. Linder and Mr. Bright. So, well, I mean, I find him to be upbeat. He's an extremely intelligent person. He's very articulate. He's a Yale Law School graduate. I mean, he's not your average criminal defendant. And so, he never went into the Capitol. I mean, he never told anybody to go into the Capitol. I mean, there's a lot of things in his favor, and I just think that he's been unfairly accused and wrongly prosecuted in this case.